What is up, Cahir Club, and welcome back to another CahirLIVE live stream. How goes it? I hope everybody has had a wonderful start of their week. It is Monday. But it's the CahirLIVE live stream, so that's a silver lining. Who doesn't love a good bit of CahirLIVE? Hello, Brugger, how goes it? I hope you've been well. But yeah, today we are back with a shiny hunt we've not done in about a month, I think. I think it's genuinely been over a month since we last did this hunt. In fact, no, Alpha Sapphire got cut in half by the DLC. I was thinking if there'd been like a whole series between. There has not been a whole series. A stream on a come Monday. Indeed, Mango, welcome. I hope your week's been well. But yeah, what was it called? Today we're hunting for Minccino in the starting, like in the intro scene of Pokemon Black and White. Which means a lot of Black and White at the moment. Given the Nuzlocke also ongoing, this might not be a scene too unfamiliar from us with how many times we've whited out in that Nuzlocke. Anyway, let's get into the hunt. I think we are at just over 2,000 encounters, which is still very under odds. Before anybody tries to accuse this of being a long hunt. It's not all that long at all. Let me just get up my very advanced counter app that I use. Yes, that's it. Alright. But yeah, it's nice to be back on this hunt. I like this hunt. It's an easy one to do. Easy one, quick one, which is nice. The reset hunt I did before this was in BDSP, and those games genuinely take like a minute to like restart. It's crazy. Felix, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. Like, so, what was it called? I went out last week with a friend of mine. I guess 2 weeks ago technically, but it was Sunday a week ago. And I was wearing a t-shirt, he was wearing shorts. It has been so cold today. I've spent the whole day, like, wrapped up. In, like, varying layers. In my house. Like, I'm not even talking about going outside, like, in my house. It was like 2 degrees early in the morning. Exactly, it's crazy. Like, I'd say we've skipped autumn entirely. Yeah, I'd say like we've entirely skipped over autumn, but apparently we haven't, because autumn's coming next. We're getting a few days of it being really cold, and then all of a sudden it's like back to decent autumn temperatures. It's confusing to me. That's what happens when you wear just a shirt, Cahir. What, it gets really cold a week later? The gods see you wearing just a shirt. And hanging free. And they're like, oh, this guy's got some gall. And then decreases the temperature by 20 degrees. Still wearing shorts, though. I saw a few people wearing shorts today. I don't get how you do it. Do your legs not get cold? Is that it? Like... shorts are cool. Love a good pair of shorts. Especially jorts. Who doesn't love jorts? I don't think my leg hair is good enough to insulate that. Drew, hello, Gen 5 indeed, and hello Charlie as well, and hello James also. I hope your weeks have all gotten off to a good start. A lot of people joining all at once. Trying to remember how you dealt with Brock's Mega Aerodactyl, the mono normal last time you attempted it. Oh no, best of luck with that. You sound like that one NPC at the start of the Pokemon game. Oh yeah. I love shorts, they're comfy and easy to wear. Not in the winter though. You think you've got some cold resistance? Jealous. I do not. I don't do well with extreme temperatures. I guess extreme is an overstatement. I don't do well with moderate temperatures. If it's not in the sweet spot, my body not built for that. It's got to be like within like about a 5-degree range. I prefer cold weather though, because you can wrap up nicely in cold weather. In hot weather, what's it called? In hot weather, you're just lying there, like, in the shade, fan pointed at your face, like, dying. In the cold weather, you're, like, nice and snuggled up, you got, like, a hot chocolate in hand, you know. Good vibe. Typical British, man. Yeah, no, I see that. Rob, hello! How goes it? I hope your week's gotten off to a good start. Yeah, I was just complaining about the weather, you know. Typical British activities. You think you lived in the Arctic or something in a past life? Maybe you're a penguin. I like penguins. Maybe one day we'll get penguins in Minecraft. Not today, though. We got armadillos instead. You'd rather have frostbite than die of heat stroke. Personally, I'd rather have neither. I would rather not die of either of those things. We might have some common ancestors. You got some heritage in the Arctic, Mango. You're almost always too hot. Oh, I see. That makes more sense. How is there not an armadillo Pokemon? No, Sandshrew is a pangolin before anybody says that. Sandshrew isn't an armadillo, it's a pangolin. Yeah. We kinda don't. Like, that's the thing I like, is there are still a lot of Pokemon we don't have yet. Like, a lot of things that haven't, like, been made into Pokemon concepts. Like, the Idea Well isn't dry yet. Ditto is... It's all, but it's all Pokemon. So seeing as there isn't an Armadillo Pokemon yet, that doesn't count. They should just had it all through train passes by, oh thank god. Yeah, not too bad here. Super cold these past 3 days. Had to turn on the heatsink for the first time in about 6 months. Yeah, no, You see, I had the lovely issue. Of, what was it called? Dad leaving the house. And I wasn't sure if he was going to be, like, iffy on putting the heating on this time of year, because obviously, you know. Costs. Grim Reaper, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's been going well. Being born in December is useful. Why are you equivalating that to like more cold resistance? What else are we missing? A tiger that's legendary. Yeah, that's true actually. I'd like a grass type tiger that's legendary, I think. I think that would be a good Chen Pao. That's not a tiger. That's a leopard. And maybe a ferret? But not a tiger. It's a weasel. That also makes sense. I'm not a biologist. I never claimed to be a biologist. It's not... You still somewhat, regularly have your windows open when it's like 0 degrees outside. You know what, I can't say you that much. I did go a year with my window open every night. I don't know how I managed that, but I did manage it. Saber-toothed tiger? Yeah, but how tigery is a saber-toothed tiger? Are they actually related? Or is it just the name? Like, is there a relation between these two things? You ate your own words. Join the Battle Bile. To be fair, I'm sure, like, it seems to have multiple inspirations. Because, like, its body shape, its patterns and stuff. Like, it's clearly got, like, multiple origins. Which I like. I like it when a Pokemon isn't, like, specifically one thing. They may be based on Nimraids, saber-toothed predators. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna look that up. Gotta do some research. Oh, those are cool. Yeah, they got that long body as well. Hell yeah. It's only 3 degrees outside right now. Maybe you should open a window or two. We're gonna have a mango slushie. That's what's gonna happen here. Partially because the birds are gonna get him. That's what you don't realize about opening the window, Mango. The birds will get in. Especially the seagulls. But yeah, at least it is the weather where you can wrap up nice and warm. There are no birds outside at this temperature. That's what they want you to think. Did you know that apparently, like, in ye olde days of, like, a century or two ago, they thought that birds just turned into other animals in the winter? They just thought that birds transmogrified into, like, rats and squirrels and shit. Like, we do have a non-legendary tiger in Sinnoh. Indeed we do. I thought you said legendary tiger. Do we have a legendary tiger? Raikou, kinda? But, like, when you call Raikou, like, anything but a dog, people tend to get angry. Like, it's clearly got tiger inspiration. But, like, apparently the legendary beast's origins, like, they were kind of designed to be ambiguous. You know? I feel like Suicune and Entei do that better than Raikou, though. Like, they were made based off, leopard, lion, and tiger. But, like, their body shapes were deliberately muddied to, like, not reflect any of those specifically. So they're the legendary beasts. They're not the legendary dogs, they're not the legendary cats, they're the legendary beasts. They're not meant to be, like, any of, like, the things specifically. One guy called them the legendary pelicans. You know what? I can get behind that. To be fair, the source you pulled up had Arcanine as a dog-lion mix. Yeah, Arcanine's like that one, like, dog that was painted to look like a, Wait, lion mix? I could see tiger mix, but lion? I mean, how about Incineroar? Yeah, we've already said Incineroar. Yeah, I'd say Incineroar. I do like a good Incineroar. But then again, I like all the Alola starters. Is that bias? I'm not sure. Obvious. I'd say it's not bias, because it's not like I grew up with Sun and Moon. Although those are some of the games I like the most. Everything's a bias, that's true. But you did. Oh, so I got your bias. Wait. But yeah, I don't know. I was thinking about this recently. It feels like we get less Pokemon nowadays with very, like, ambiguous inspiration. Because, like, Alakazam and shit, yeah. Other than, like, spoons that bend. What's an Alakazam? What is that? Like, I could fathom cat, but, like, not really? Like, I don't know, like, I think designs nowadays are good. I'm not one of the people who's like, Pokemon's got downhill, blah, 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 blah. But I'd like some more of those, like, ambiguously inspired Pokemon, you know? Like, what the hell is a Nidoking? You always kind of thought Fox. I could see that, but, like, yeah, literally just the face shape, exactly. Like, it's not like a clear, straight line to draw. And that's what I like about a lot of the older Pokemon. Is, they, kind of have Bruga, that is an esports player. Anyway. But yeah, like, they're... Oh, Kaiju, I see. Yeah, no, kind of, but, like, I feel like that's not, like, just the whole thing there. Because a Kaiju isn't just based on a Kaiju. Like, Kaiju have inspirations from elsewhere. Like, Kaiju is, like, a type of monster, yes. But it's not, like, the whole monster. Because Kaiju always have inspirations you can, like, draw straight lines to elsewhere with. Like, Godzilla is clearly meant to be, like, reminiscent of, like, a dinosaur. There are many Kaiju, exactly. So, like, Nidoking isn't just a Kaiju. Like, as much as that label is accurate to describe a Nidoking, it's not... I wouldn't say that's its inspiration. As much as a concept that helped design it, but not the whole picture. Nidoking is based off of Rhydon. Oh, that makes sense. Like, they're clearly some kind of, like, rodent from like, Nidoran. But, like... And then, like, Mankey, you can kind of draw the lines of what it's inspired of, because it's, like, some kind of pig monkey. But, like, again, it's kind of, like, weirdly ambiguous. And I'm trying to think, are there any designs in the modern day like that? True, Rat King. That would be a cool Pokemon. It would, like, it'd be fucked up to get a Rat King Pokemon, but it'd be cool to get a Rat King Pokemon, you know? Like, I feel like that would be, like, an interesting idea for a Pokemon. I could see them not adding it just because it's fucked up. Because, like, Rat King's on a good occurrence. But, they're an occurrence that I feel like it'd be cool to base a Pokemon off of. They're going in the same direction as GTA now. All the new cars are just blatant copies of real ones when they used to just take elements. I wouldn't say Pokemon nowadays are blatant copies. Because, like, fundamentally, back in the original Pokemon games, we did have shit like Seal, and Dugong, and Rattata, which are very clearly, like, straight line, just drawn to, like, real-life animals. And Squirtle as well, if you want to kind of, like, get a little bit more out there. Like, but, like, look at Minccino. Minccino is clearly a chinchilla, you know? Like, if you look at a Pokemon, you can tell what animal it's based off of. It's not exactly that animal ever, but, like, you can tell what it's where its inspirations come from. That's true, but you meant the lack of what animal is this meant to be. That's fair. Okay, yeah, that's fair. I don't know, like... Generally, people with that take mean Flamigo. Didn't know Flittle would turn into an ostrich, though. Yeah, but again, it's clearly just, like, psychic ostrich. Like, I'd like more, like, fucked up, what the hell is that designs. Like, while we still do get some pocket monsters, it feels like these days, they're kind of leaning away from, like, the whole pocket monster idea with, like, the general stuff. Although, to be fair, a lot of... Like, there's, like, a weird tear between where we do get some, like, monsters, like Tinkaton. Like, I'd label Tinkaton as a monster. And, like, what's it called? Duraludon. That's quite monstrous. Like, we still get a lot of monstrous Pokemon. But, like, we also just have the other subcategory of elemental animals. Cuddly Lily, good luck. Thank you. I hope your week's been going well. Gotten off to a good start. Just talking about how... Not to suggest that, like, the original... Not to suggest new Pokemon, like, designs are worse, because I don't believe they are. I just wish we got some more, like, ambiguously designed Pokemon, like Alakazam or Rhydon. Where you don't really... Where even if you do know what they're based off of, it's, like, not clear immediately. The Ruin 4? I wouldn't really say those guys fit into that, though. Because Wo-Chien is Grass Slug. Shen Pao is clearly like a saber-toothed... What did James say it was called? Nimravide. That. Ting Lu is like a moose. And then the fish. I should know the fish's name. What is the fish called? The fish is a fish. Flaming goldfish. Chiyu, that's it. I knew it began with a C, I just couldn't remember. I didn't even see the Minccino. I reset before the Minccino there. I just reset over Juniper. Anyway, But yeah, like, they all clearly have, like, very direct references. Shiny guaranteed that one. Like, even if that were the shiny, it's not like we have any lower odds of getting the shiny in 10 encounters time. That's my thought on that. It's pointless being like, what if that was the shiny? I don't know, I feel like I'm taking your comment a bit too seriously. But I always think about that stuff. Like, whenever I reset too soon, or accidentally say no to picking up an egg, I'm always like, oh, what if that was the shiny? But, like, realistically, the odds aren't changing. That's how I always think of it. But yeah, it is interesting how, like, the Pokemon, like, what typical Pokemon design, like, what it means to be, no, I'm trying to think of the words I want to use here. There's a very clear difference between Gen 1 Pokemon and Gen 9 Pokemon, is what I mean. Like, it's clearly shifted over time of, like, what a Pokemon is, you know? And I find that interesting. Because it makes sense. This franchise has almost been around for 30 years. So, like, as they get in new designers and stuff, that's going to change. And I find that a really interesting concept. Like, that's why if someone was like, yeah, current Pokemon designs I'm not as big of a fan of, I'd understand that. But people are always like, oh, Game Freak, so shit at designing Pokemon these days. Like, people always have to make their opinion known by shitting on the new thing. You know? Like, whenever something changes, in any way, even if it's not necessarily for the worst, people always have to, like, make their opinion known that the new thing is bad, actually. What they grew up with, that was good, because they grew up with it. But the new thing? That's fucking awful. Get that shit out. No. Fuck off. New Pokemon designs are still good. It's just, they clearly have, like, a different design ethos from what they did back in Gen 1, you know? Like, again, a lot more Pokemon had very, like, angular eyes back in Gen 1. But nowadays, like, a lot of Pokemon have very round eyes, you know? Like, that's one of the big changes that has occurred. Definitely occurred. So, like, I could understand someone being like, I don't really vibe with the new designs. My issue is it's always like, Game Freak have gotten worse at designing Pokemon. It's never like, oh, I'm not sure I like the direction that they took with, like, Pokemon designs. It's never like, I don't really like this. It's always, this is bad. And that's what pisses me off. It's like, take off your rose-tinted glasses and understand, like, your opinion isn't the only one. Like, newer Pokemon still have many fans. And I feel like that kind of shows that there's not necessarily a downward spiral in Pokemon design quality or anything like that. It's just, obviously you're going to feel closer to the designs you grew up with. Like, when I say I want more ambiguous designs, I very much mean, like, what's it called? Brain. No brain. Wow, I entirely forgot what I was saying. Good job, Cahir. Instead of making a new Pokemon, you take all the 2-stage evolutions and make a that suck and make a 3rd evolution and make it stronger like Kingambit. Oh, okay. I was gonna be like, but then you clarified that you meant the trash ones. I feel like I still like new Pokemon, like, but I agree that it would be cool to get more evolutions of past Pokemon. Honestly, my take, we should get more evolutions, like, next gen or something. They should focus on making new evolutions from gens a bit of 5, but mostly 6 and 7. Because Gen 6 and 7, they don't really have new stuff. Like, Gen 6 just made Mega Evolutions. Gen 7 made Alolan forms for Gen 1 Pokemon. Then Gen 8 was like the first one that actually started giving evolutions. But it didn't give evolutions to regular Pokemon till Legends. 5 had a lot. 5 does have a lot of like new forms and stuff. But there aren't many like flat out evolutions of Gen 5 Pokemon yet. Like, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, King Gambit is the only evolution to a Pokemon that... King Gambit is the only evolution to the Pokemon's original form. King Gambit is like the only evolution that you could take a Bishop from Unova and evolve into King Gambit. Like, you couldn't do that with Yamask or all the other ones. I'd swear it wasn't just Yamask. Was it just Yamask? Like, Liepard needs to evolve into like a Sabertooth. I could get behind a Liepard evolution, to be fair. You know what really needs an evolution? Watchog. Just obligatory, I want more elemental monkeys. It's when Lilligant evolves from normal Petlil. Yeah, but that's not like a... what's it called? That's not like a final stage evolving again. Zebstrika. Zebstrika getting an evolution would be pretty cool, to be fair. What other Gen 5 mons are there? Castform? I don't think Castform needs an evolution. I feel like, what's it called? I feel like Castform's like a gimmick on its own. They can just leave that thing be and not touch it again. Just leave it. Leave it alone. And that'd be kind of broken, but you've always wanted a Skarmory evolution. It would have like 500 defense. To be fair, I could see a Skarmory evolution being like one of those evolutions that give it stats in other places. Like, give maybe like 20 points to its defense, but give it like a load more attack or something. Buff it in other ways. Kind of like Magnezone. Because it doesn't like... Magneton with Eviolite is better defensively. But Magnezone has like a lot more of a stat increase. So that could be cool. What's it called? The issue with Gen 6 Pokemon is there aren't that many of them. The issue with Gen 6 and 7 Pokemon is there aren't that many of them. So there aren't that many, like, good options for evolutions and stuff. So I can kind of see why there haven't been many, but let's turn it the other way around. If you had to pick a Pokemon to have a pre-evolution, a baby form you've always wanted is Lapras. That's true, actually. Baby Lapras would be great. That's true, to be fair, though. We haven't got a baby Pokemon since Gen 4, I don't think. We haven't got, like, a pre-evolution for ages. You wouldn't evolve it, that's fair. No, yeah, no, I can imagine that being adorable. What's it called? One that I've always seen people wanting is Tauros and Miltank to get a baby one. But now that we've got Paldean Tauros, I could see no. Terrapagos has a baby. So we're getting one in Gen 9 technically. I think that still is Terrapagos. I've said I feel like the Agos is like archipelagos. So Terrapagos. I could see that. I might be entirely wrong in that, but that's how I've always interpreted it. But yeah, I think that's just Terrapagos' kind of depowered form. Because in the anime, it's in the anime, Liko, she's got like an amulet that turns into it. And recently in the anime, her grandmother was like, yeah, this looks like Terrapagos, but it looks different. So I think that it's just one stage legendary. It's just going to have, like, forms. Galapagos. Galapagos turtle is the biggest type of turtle. That's true. So Terrapagos. Terrapagos. I think it's Terrapagos. Or Terrapagos? The issue is it doesn't make sense for it to be Terrapagos. Because that doesn't sound right. So Terrapagos. Terrapagos. I guess we'll find out when Horizons gets a dub. We'll have like a more solid way of pronouncing it. But yeah, I think it's one stage. It's going to have, like, the baby depowered form. I can imagine the form with all the types being over it is, like, a kind of, like, powered-up form that you can reach somehow. And then it'll have, like, a final form where it, terrestrializes. Kind of like Ogerpon terrestrializing. Where it'll, like, do something special. Kind of like Necrozma having its base form, then it has Duskmane and Dawnwings, and then it has Ultra Necrozma. But, I think it's just going to be one form. Be there or be square, and Terrapagos is a ball. It's a disc, isn't it? That's what it's called in the books. It's a disc, and that's why it's the Indigo Disc. Because while the disc could technically represent Blueberry Academy as well, because it's disc shaped, I think the bigger idea is Terrapagos. Although, I guess we could combine Indigo Disc and Evolutions in the mere thought, well, not in the mere thought, in the thought that we're getting a lot of Gen 8 Pokemon having evolutions in, like, this DLC. And I think that's a really interesting idea. Like, revisiting Pokemon from literally last gen and giving them new evolutions and stuff. Like, that's such a fun concept. I hope we get more than just, Archaludon and a possible Dipplin evolution. In terms of, like, new Gen 8 stuff. Because, like, that's a really cool idea to, like, immediately visit that generation. And I feel like it really helps, Duraludon to give it an evolution like that. I feel kind of bad for Flaplin and, Appletun. But, what's it called? Archaludon completes Duraludon in a way its Gigantamax form did before, I think. Because I feel like it's kind of fucked up that they were like, yeah, this is Duraludon. It terrestrializes into this giant thing. And then one generation later, it's like, this is Duraludon. It does nothing. It is Duraludon, and that's it. So it getting a new evolution, I think, is a mercy that it needed. And I guess, like, it's kind of the same concept with Applin. But I feel like Appletun and Flapple are still kind of being left behind in that regard. Because now there's a whole new evolution, which seems to have an evolution on top of that. Appletun will always be my beloved, though. Still wondering what Gen 6 Pokemon need evolutions. Like, it would make sense to give evolutions. Spin on my brain. I could see a Komala evolution in Gen 7. And, like, a Turtonator and Drampar baby form. Not like a linked one, but one for each of those. I'm looking up Gen 6 Pokemon. Gen 6. Pokemon. Bolton needs an evolution bad. That could be a cool one, and they could make it like a Great Dane or something. Because they kind of went from, like, what's it called? Corgi to... what was it called? I can't remember the breed name. Devastating. Yeah, there are a lot of two-stage Pokemon in Gen 6. But I feel like a lot of them are fine as they are, and aren't really necessarily needing of evolutions. Like... what's it called? Like, I couldn't really see how Pyro might evolve. Nor, like, Go-Go. Pangoro is very much complete. And so's Meowstic, I'd say. Aromatisse and Slurpuff are both, like, trade evolutions, so it'd be weird for them to get other evolutions. I feel like Malamar's complete. I could see Barbaracle getting something new, but Dragolge and Clawitzer, again, both I feel like are kind of static. Along with Heliolisk. Like, I feel like a lot of Gen 6 Pokemon don't really have much more they could do. I could see a baby Howlucha, or maybe a Howlucha evolution, but... Eevee. I feel like we don't... like, this is a hot take, I'm aware. I'm aware how scolding this take is. I don't think we need another Eevee evolution. I think 8 is fine. Like, 8 is a solid number. The point of, wow, look how many Pokemon this thing can evolve into, has been made. We don't need more. Theory crafting more, that's fine, I think that's interesting. But I feel like a better concept would be a new Pokemon who has multiple types. Like, who can evolve into multiple types in a similar way. We don't, but it'd be cool for one of every type. Yeah, like, again, like, I feel like theory crafting other Eevee types, that's a cool thing to do. But I don't think we need any. You know, I don't think we need any more Eevee evolutions. I feel like 8 is a good enough number. And, like, we can pass the torch on to another Pokemon who's going to be getting a bunch of evolutions. Or maybe... more elemental monkeys! I am the only elemental monkey fan, I think. You want a Dragon-type evolution so bad if they made one more. That's fair, I could see that, but... I don't know, I feel like we've got enough at this point, I think. It'd be cool if they, like, revisited them and maybe gave them, like, other forms. Like, I'd be tolerative of more Eevee evolutions if they made an Eevee regional variant. Like, I'd be down for an Eevee regional variant that makes, all of the physical ones. Or maybe, like, Convergent form. Convergent form would work better, now that I think about it, because a Convergent form of Eevee would... be cool. No, it could coexist with regular Eevee. Rob thinks Cahir streams on Monday. You do think that. I think most people do, aim. Hate to break it to you. But if they do 2 more to make it 10, what's your choice? Yours is Dragon and Steel. Those are good picks, to be fair. I feel like Ghost type would be just cool all around. Like, I'd definitely like to see a Ghost type Eevee. And then... I feel like Rock type could be cool. But Umbreon? I mean, like, yeah, but Umbreon also destroys Espeon. Like, I feel like a Ghost and a Dark type can be different concepts easily. If that's what you mean? Or did you just mean type advantage? Alright. You want a normal one? Just a fluffier EP? I was gonna say normal. Normal is another one I'd really like to see. Like, it's like... I really like the idea that someone suggested where, like, Eevee evolves into, like, a normal type Eevee at, like, level 42. But no one ever got it that far. If you got an Eevee that far, you didn't want it to evolve anyway. So, like, people never found out. Because either it evolved long before then, or they wanted to keep it an Eevee. So, like, it was never really discovered that Eevee had an evolution. Like, that's such a funny idea. Type advantage, because we need something super effective and weak to Fairy, which is Dragon and Steel. Are there much? Is there much type advantage around Eevees, though? I mean, if there is, it's going to be a coincidence, because Eevee was just based off all the special types from Gen 3. Or from pre-Gen 4. Before the physical special split, Eevee's evolutions were only special. And then Fairy was... what was it called? Like, assumably special anyway. Blaze Jump for Dragon and Flareon for Steel, so we have the counters. Wait, so what's the points against Ghost? Just that it doesn't beat Fairy? Flareon's beaten by Vaporeon. Vaporeon's beaten by Jolteon and Leafeon. Jolteon's beaten by nothing. Glaceon's beaten by Flareon. Leafeon's beaten by Flareon and Glaceon. I missed Umbreon and Espeon. Espeon's beaten by Umbreon. Umbreon's beaten by nothing. No, Umbreon's beaten by Sylveon, actually. And then Sylveon's beaten by nothing. I guess Sylveon is the only one without any weaknesses. Without anything that beats it. But I don't really think that's what they're, like, going for with the evolutions. Like, I see where you're coming from, but I think Ghost would just be cool. Alright. Flareon plus Flareon Toxicroak plus Trailblaze is a monster. Are you saying Flareon's good now? Did I miss something? I thought people hated Flareon, that's why I liked it. It's also soft. Did you know in terms of human and Pokemon friendship, Flareon is the best because it's really soft and warm? Like, imagine giving a big hug to Flareon on, like, a really cold winter's day. That would be great, I think. Flareon has guts. It does? The hell? So it does. You'll learn something new every day. You just want to see an Eevee use the move Draco Meteor. I can't slate that. That would be cool. I'm waiting for the day when they accidentally give a Dragon type Contrary and still let it learn Draco Meteor. I guess Contrary isn't that common an ability though, is it? Pokemon Contrary. I'm guessing it's just Snivy, Spinda, and Malamar. Wrong. Wrong. What the hell? Okay, it's actually Shuckle, Spinda, Snivy, Inkay, Fomantis, and Enamorus has Contrary. Imagine if the title screen shiny doesn't exist. This is the only one that does, aim. Yeah, this is the only one where you can get the title screen shiny. You never looked at Contrary or Draco Meteor. Yeah, no Pokemon with Contrary can learn it. I think Leaf Storm is the only move of its type that can actually get buffed by Contrary. But, it'd be interesting to see stuff like Superpower and Overheat and Draco Meteor. Even Close Combat getting buffed by Contrary. Can't call yourself a Lurantis fan anymore because, huh? Did you not know? Were you not aware of this? But yeah, I wonder if Contrary is specifically carefully dished out. To make sure that shit like that doesn't happen. Thanks, music. Really love it when you start the song and then stop. Georgian kind of runs the same set with Flareon, but Flamor plus Calm Mind. It also has guts? Does Vaporeon get guts? Surely not. No, it gets Hydration. Oh, it gets Quick Feet. Okay. The bit there is it gets Quick Feet. Well, you can have Contrary with Shuckle with the Shell Smash to boost defense even higher. That's a good point. The issue is you're, drastically lowering your attack and speed in the process. Does Shuckle get any better defensive moves, I guess is the question. Looking at Shuckle's stat spread is so funny. 10 attack, 230 defense and special defense, 5 speed. It does not. It gets defense card, but that's about it. I was wondering if it got, Cosmic Power or something. It's a shame it doesn't get anything that, sharply lowers its defenses. Toxic Stall all day long. That's true. It's just the issue is getting there. Alright. Wouldn't help Contrary with Cosmic Power. Yeah, but you wouldn't need Contrary with Cosmic Power, is my point. I'm wondering if there's, an easier way of getting those buffs without having to use Shell Smash. Because, again, Shell Smash would, annihilate your already, non-existent attack and speed. Which I guess wouldn't really change much, but... Contrary is a cool ability, though. I like it. I'm not sure why you'd want to, but you can bat them past the defenses. But also the attack debuffs. Exactly, that's the issue. You wouldn't really want to do that. There's no real good reason to do that. Other than, as Drew said, to Toxic Stall. But I think that's about it, really. You still think one of the best abilities is Technician? That's fair. Technician is very good. I used a Caesar back in my Gaia playthrough, where they made cut a bug type move and steamrolled. Another RPG anime ad became relevant in your trending. What? What do you mean relevant in your trending? You have just strung words together. Recommended. I'm gonna say to you what I said to Brugger. That kind of shit is based on, like, what you do. Like, these things are targeted towards you guys. Your data is used to give you these things. When you admit to what, if you find something weird being advertised to you, don't tell people about it, because even if that's not the case, they will always assume it's because you've been looking at similar stuff. And then, like, no matter how much denying it you do, you're stuck. You're stuck there. You don't search up Genshin Impact yet. Sure thing, aim-wise. I know you've spent hundreds of what's it called? I know you've spent hundreds of pounds trying to pull for Raiden Shogun. That's the best one. Yeah, the shelling goes back to you. Such dumb. Amber Bascaletti, no! You're right though. We all know that's exactly what Aimwise's history, search history, looks like. Aim, sorry. Now we know why he isn't wise anymore! He fell down the Genshin rabbit hole. Genius. We cracked the case. But yeah. Don't point out, like, what's in your recommendations being like, what's this? Because people will never believe that it's not because you don't watch it. Yeah, you have to crawl out of that one, quite. But yeah, you'll never know my recommended. You'll never see how much ASMR's in it. You won't know. You just won't. Especially because even if you do see my YouTube, I use a different account for that. It's all about thinking ahead. Thank God Honkai Star Rail's out of the picture. You see, you bought that one up, anyways. Aim. You bought that one up. Too many cranial nerve exams. I just like the idea of, like, someone being like, look, it's a weird video in my recommended. And, like, they're pointing out something genuinely weird. And everything else is just, like, that. Everything else is, like, surgery videos. Right. But yeah, speaking of surgery, I've ADHD'd here a little bit, so just bear with me. Now you're getting Walter White in your shorts. Never say that again. That sounds like a euphemism. Oh no. Moving on. People always say, like, you get colds from being cold and shit. Is there, like, actual scientific links to that? Or is that just, like, an old wives' tale and that's all? Because, like, someone was saying to me today, like, oh yeah, because it's gotten really cold and it's going to get warm again later, like where I am, here in England. But, what was it called? Like, yeah, they were saying, like, the temperature fluctuations are going to give people colds. Like, is that, like, an actual thing? Is there, like, actual scientific evidence? Or is it just, like, a rumor? You just hear up from your groin. I did it for me! I don't actually know how he intonates that scene. I've not actually watched Breaking Bad. I watched, like, the first couple of episodes. But I never got further in. I know, blasphemy, I apologize. Can you ask me a question? But I can't Google the answer. Shoot, this better not be trivia. I'm bad at trivia. Is there more stars in the Milky Way galaxy or trees on planet Earth? Oh. No, that kind of is, like, it's not a trivia question, I guess. Because there are, like, billions of stars in the Milky Way. But there are also a lot of trees on Earth. Like, I know people say there's more grains of sand than something stars, but I think that might just be universe. I think that might just be stars in the universe. $400 billion stars, estimated 3 trillion trees. I would have liked to ponder on it a bit longer. But I was gonna say stars, so I'm wrong. I will happily admit I was gonna say stars. You guessed trees first time? I mean, like, honestly, part of me was guessing stars because I felt like the answer you'd think it would be trees. Like, I feel like it's one of those questions that deliberately preys on... oh, surely it's just going to be this way around. When, in reality, it turns out it's something entirely else. What's it called? It makes sense that it's more trees. Obviously, if well, yeah, I know trees are more, but I was just saying, like, I was thinking going into the question that it's one of those ones where it preys on, like, what you think is going to be the case. Like, because it's hard to imagine that there'd be more stars in the Milky Way. I guess it's not. It's interesting, though. But that's still 400 billion stars. Like, I find that whack, because, like, how many planets do you think there are in the Goldilocks zone of those stars? Like, the habitable zone of those stars. Like, you really do have to wonder if there is life elsewhere in the Milky Way. I thought you'd be into science somewhat. I love space stuff, dude. I'm obsessed with space stuff. Every now and again, I'll just, like, go on, like, a space craze and, like, just learn a bunch of new information about space. For real, we're aliens. I'm hoping that there is actually, like, life on Enceladus. That would be cool to find, like, life in our solar system. Like, imagine if there are just, like, alien fishes. That'd be really cool. You don't want intelligent life in your nougat. I'm not sure if he told you. You're sorry about that day you came in here acting like a douchebag. Thank you. I feel like... Yeah, no. I owe you an apology as well. I feel like I was a little bit too harsh on you. I should have, you know, approached the situation a bit calmer. So I apologize for being so, like, aggressive. But yeah, no. Like, yeah, but thank you for apologizing. Of course, it's all chill, it's all chill. No worries about it, dude. Alright. You love liking my streams. Thank you. Yeah, no. It's great having you here. I was kind of sad when you turned like that. But yeah. No worries. No worries. Yeah, Milky Way, they're very tasty. Okay. Also, another question. Do you have any other outfits for your stream, or just the one you always use? Yeah, this is my only outfit. I used to be orange. So there's kind of a different outfit there. But, that was before a rebrand. One day I'd like a model with maybe a couple of outfits just to spice things up, but, you generally have to pay, like, another decent chunk on top of that. Like, VTuber models are quite expensive. But, one day be a woman for fun. I've seen people do it. Like, I don't know. Like, what's it called? If I ever have, like, ask someone to borrow theirs for a stream, maybe? I don't know. But, yeah, no, I'm... What are the words that I'm trying to, like, use here? Abercrombie, hello, how goes it? I hope your week's been going well. I've not been introducing this stream to people who've been hopping in. I'm hunting for Minccino today in the title screen of, like, the introduction screen of Black and White. I hope your week's been going well. Yeah, no, maybe at some point. There are, like, other things that, like, I'd rather get for the channel first, if that makes sense. Like, I've got a few ideas flying around on, like, models that I might get at some point if I ever... When I get the money to get more models. But, yeah. How do you start the intro? Hi guys, I'm Drew and I'm a woman today. I think I would just entirely... What was it called? Blanket. I wouldn't acknowledge it at all. Like that one April Fool's stream I did, where I was shiny hunting the axolotl in Minecraft, and my skin was Wario with like giant honkers. With that Minecraft boob mod. I like that stream. You're doing alright, need to get yourself refreshed. Understandable, hopefully. Well, I reset before I'd even like started. Alright. What about stream avatars? As in, like, do you mean, like, the PNGs? Because those are cool, like, Right. Yeah, no, that technology's, like, come really far recently, actually. Well, not recently, over the past few years, to be fair. Like, I don't know, I like how expressive, like, a VTuber model can be. But, because, like, if a VTuber model, like, properly reacts to, how you react, you know, it, like, mimics your actions exactly, because obviously it's, like, a camera, fully rigged model. So I do think I prefer it over, like, PNG tubing myself, but, like, they've gotten really expressive these days. Like, especially with, like, how you can deliberately, Can we get a brain functional, please? No. The issue is I stop talking entirely and then I forget my point. Yeah, no, like, there's, like, a new one out where you can, like, rig separate parts, like, bounce differently as you speak, which seems really cool. Like, I used to have a PNG on stream that was, like, meant to emulate the X-Transceiver from Pokemon Black and White 2, and I always liked that one. Because I always thought that was really cool. Maybe I will get another PNG at some point, but again, I like the expressiveness of a featured model. Want to be Jesse from Team Rocket off for this Halloween? Have you got someone to be James? That's the question. No, you wish. That's fair. Hopefully one day you can go to James. All right. Otherwise, it's not gonna work. Yeah. Oh, I've gone too far. You'd also have to get me out, to be fair. Or I guess you could just do that with a plush. I remember in secondary school, what's it called? On like the final day for year 11s, they used to the brain. On the final day, like of mandatorily being in school before exams, people used to like be able to dress up and stuff. Our year weren't really allowed because the year before were like complete assholes, making loads of noise, and like some of them brought stink bombs into school and like started throwing them in classrooms. So yeah, like it was entirely banned when my year got around to it. But I can't remember if it was that year who did that or the year before. Some people came in with like one of them in a Pikachu onesie, one dressed as Misty and one dressed as Ash, and that was fun. But yeah, we never got the chance because it was ruined for us by the higher years. Which is a shame. I'm not sure if I would have had anything to dress up in, to be fair. Like, I think I would have had to get an outfit if I wanted to do that. But, it would have at least been fun to, like, celebrate the, like, final day like that. Like, I remember waking up one morning and it sounded like there was a roller coaster on my doorstep. But what was actually happening was down the road, it was a bunch of Year 11s walking to school, cheering really loudly. Which, I think that might have been the year that got that kind of stuff banned, actually. Because, you know, they were screaming really loudly in, like, public areas. They were making a lot of noise early in the morning. When you're in high school, someone bought fireworks. They didn't get in trouble because they popped them outside by the football field. Someone in my school once bought fireworks, and they did get in trouble because they did it in the bathroom. They set off fireworks in, like, in the girls' bathrooms. I'm, like... What's it called? I can't remember if they got suspended or if they got expelled and somehow got back in. Because I remember them entirely being absent for the rest of the year, but then next year they were in the year below. Like, they were back in the year below. So I genuinely don't know if they got, like, held back a year deliberately, if they got expelled and somehow got back in, or what. But, they got in a lot of trouble for it, is the point. They're stupid for doing that. Yeah, she was kind of. Smoke bombs are funnier. Yeah, that would have been probably less detrimental to her education. But I guess she kind of didn't care about it in the first place if that went on. A clear, pretty dumb move. Yeah, not quite. Like... You have to wonder what would bring someone to do that specifically. Like, was it just for the bit, or was there, like, an underlying issue there? Because I feel like it's easy to brush an act like that off as, like, oh, it's just someone being stupid, but... I feel like setting off fireworks in a school... Someone being stupid doesn't quite cut that, you know? Because back in the day, it was cool to do bad things in school, but you got to be aware of the consequences. That's why we played our tables. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you have to wonder if it was, like, an attempt to get respect from some people or something like that. That blew up in her face. Bum bum. Get it? Because that's the noise a firework makes. Alright, I'm gonna take another drink. Alright. Like cigarettes, when you're in high school, 18 was legal to buy them. Now it's moved up to 21. I mean, that's probably a good thing. With, you know, the effects on your lungs. Are vapes 18 though, or are they still 21? They're also 21. I mean, yeah, probably smart. Do we, like... I don't know. I know it's often thrown around by people that we don't know the effects of vapes long term, but do we not? Like, I feel like cigarettes were popularized in a time where that kind of science was unknown. Like, where that kind of line to health consequences wasn't as easily drawn. Like, I feel like... what's it called? I feel like any scientist in the modern day, if smoking started today, would be able to tell you, yeah, putting tar in your lungs isn't a good idea. Like, so I feel like we would know the... Vaping kills you slower than cigarettes. Yeah, I'd have assumed at least that much. But, like, is it... Like, how dangerous is it? Was my thought. Because people always try to make it out as really dangerous. I don't know. At day's end, I don't mind. I don't really like... As long as people are aware of, like, the risks. If they want to do something, that's fair enough. Just don't blow the smoke into my face, please. Not at all. Just 100,000 different flavors, which you have no idea why. I mean, I'm guessing it's because, you know, people like tasting things. Like... People will always chase nice tasting things, I think. It's just how things have gone. Or if someone blows smoke into your face, you have to try to punch them in the face. Can I increment that by doing that? No. That's like the issue with the sun, is the like switchover. I mean, there's no switchover because I'm on one tab, it's the counter tab. Because I'm not emulating, nope. No, this is not an emulation. It's not at all. Nope, no way. It's true, it's invading personal property. The personal property being your lungs. Which, yeah, no, that is personal property. Accurate. They aren't. Alright. Oh wait, we're almost at, we are at 2,500! Way! A quarter of the way to 10k. I reset on the title screen. Good job, Cahir. Hopefully we don't get to 10,000. I could see it happening, though. I don't know, I feel like most hunts I've done on, like, 8k odds... Yeah, most hunts I've done on 8k odds have gone over. I think the shortest one I had was for my Dialga, which was only about 1k. But, again, it was well over 10k for my Kyurem. Did I count my Regigigas? I'm not sure if I did count my Regigigas. Let me check. Because I think I posted about it in the Discord. Regigigas. Wait, really? Shiny. Oh, I'm in the going lot. No, this is in general. This is, like, in everything. In general, shiny. Because I definitely posted about the Regigigas I got. I guess it just only goes back so far. No, wait, no, that's not true. Did I not? You're at 1,746 soft resets for Latias. Hell yeah, best of luck. That's is that with charm or is that without charm? Oh wait, no, it's without charm, isn't it? Unless you've got it in between last time you mentioned it. You know, Latias is a nice shiny. You touch traded for shiny charm. Hell yeah. 1 in 2,730. Oh, really? I thought it was 1 in 4,000 with charm in black and white too. Lower than I thought. I mean, I guess that makes sense because it's cut by a third, isn't it? I don't know why I just assumed the shiny charm made it like regular odds post Gen 6. Guess I was just, what's it called? Jumped to the wrong conclusion. Multiple people in the Gen 5 Discord server. Did you use one of those, like, what was it called? Alternate, like, servers that you can use for GTS, then? Because I know people have, like, those, they've, like, set up those servers so you can get, like, events from Gen 5 and stuff. Which is really cool. Like, hopefully fans can come up with something similar as, like, a replacement for Bank. I feel like that's not going to happen, because I wouldn't be surprised if Home and Bank connect to, like, functionality ends up being removed. But it'd be nice for at least a Bank to be functional again, just so you can transfer Pokemon from, like, older games, Gen 5 and 6 to Gen 7. Um, 1 in 8,192 down to 1 in 2,730, and Masuda is 1 in 1,365 to 1 in 1,024. Hell yeah. It always surprises me because Masuda isn't like that much of a improvement in Gen 6 plus, is it, with the charm? It's like 1 in 600 down to 1 in 500. I don't know why, but in my head it would make sense for it to be like a bigger gap. But no, it's not all that much of an improvement if you're like doing a cut down method. Like, I started shiny hunting without the charm. Because I started in Gen 6 when you had to complete the national dex for the charm. And, I must have been, what, 14 or 15 when I started? And I didn't really want to... I didn't really want to have to complete the dex at the time, so I just decided to do dex nav, which the odds were pretty good for. Even though I could have done a couple of Masudas. And then my first hunt in Sun and Moon, after I got the charm, was Masuda method. For Poplio. Literally 1,024 divided by 2. Yeah, I know it's 512 in the current gen, but I meant like with charm, without charm it's like well, yeah, what's that? 650. Yeah, no, it must be about like 1 in high 600s in current gen for Masuda. So that's only like an 100 difference, which I guess is kind of large, but Like, not all that big an increase if you don't want to have to get the charm. Although, to be fair, getting charm in modern games is really, really easy. Which I think is nice. IMHO. Like, I get why it's nice for it to be a challenge in older games. But, I'd rather it just be the regular Pokedex. Popplio, is your favorite Gen 7 starter? Same. I think Popplio is my favorite evolution, like, starter evolution line. Bulbasaur is my favorite starter. Bulbasaur's really cute, lovely face. But I feel like Ivysaur and Venusaur, they're good, but they're not S tier. Popplio, I even have a soft spot for Brionne. I like it the least out of the three, but Brionne, still pretty cool. But yeah, I was always on Popplio's squad. I know, like, loads of people hate on Popplio. And I don't get why. I don't understand the Popplio hate. I never will. Love that little guy. But yeah, Gen 7 starters. Gen 7, just all in all, is S tier for me. Like, easily my favorite generation. Like, people act like Pokemon games have always looked bad. I feel like Gen 7 is like one of the big things to point to in regards to that. Like, especially for a 3DS game, Gen 7 looks great, which is kind of why it's sad that they ended up dropping the ball when it came to Switch. I don't know, like, personally, I'm not all that, like, worried. I don't mind if I don't mind if the graphics improve in future gens. I'd rather they did, but if they don't, I'm not gonna, like, be too fussed about it. Performance, that better improve. But, I don't know, I wonder how much performance of Scarlet and Violet was affected by COVID. Like, I'd be interested to see what Scarlet and Violet would look like and play like if COVID wasn't a factor in their development. But, I guess that's not something we'll find out. Bulbasaur, Chikorita, Mudkip, Chimchar, Tepig, Fennekin, Popplio, Scorbunny, and Meowscarada. My brain... It's getting to that time of stream. Apologies. You know, Bulbasaur top tier. I'm not sure who my favorite Gen 2 starter is. I think I'd have to go for Totodile, actually, now I think about it. Same with Gen 3, to be fair. I'm not sure about Gen 3. Like, I chose Mudkip when I played Oraz. I used to be a really big fan of Mudkip. But I'm not really sure now. Chimchar's a good choice. Sinnoh's like another gen where all the starters are top tier. I prefer Piplup myself, though. Same with Gen 5. But would have to go Oshawott myself. Fennekin Gen 6, I'm same on that, as well as... In fact, I think I'm same for 6, 7, 8. Yeah, no, I am the same for 6, 7, 8. But 9, I'd say, Quaxley. Yeah, Fennekin, Popplio, Scorbunny, and then Quaxley. Fennekin's actually my, no, my starter in X and Y is my oldest Pokemon. And I actually transferred it to Violet. When I transferred a bunch of Pokemon with home, I transferred my starter up. But I have had older Pokemon, because I started back in Diamond. But I sold all my games when I went into secondary school, because I decided that I was too old for Pokemon. I think you can tell how that went. You have over 600 hours on White 2, yo. And 4 shiny starters, yo. I'm not sure what my game of my highest playtime is. Venusaur, Swampert, and Fernape and Emboar, hell yeah. Or Masuda. I assumed as much in that case. Because you can't... Well, I guess you could have soft reset for Emboar. Teppy, you're extremely lucky. Got it 285. Yo, that is that is really quick. Congratulations. Chikorita took 2,400. That is almost 10 times what you did for Tepig. You almost died and quit. That's fair. To be fair, I should probably continue hunts that I started when I was really young of Froakie and Cyndaquil. Because I've hunted both Froakie and Cyndaquil, but both hunts got interrupted by a random shiny. When I was doing Cyndaquil, I got Bunnelby in X and Y. And then when I was doing Froakie, I got Latias from the Eon ticket. Like, which is whack. But yeah, maybe I'll do like Shiny Roulette or something. I mean, yeah, I kind of want to do Shiny Roulette again. But the issue is like, now the starters are just going to be available in the wild and Indigo Disc. Like, I guess at Day's End, starters have always been, like, decently simple to get shiny. And they will be for another year or so with Pokemon X and Y and the Friend Safari. You can get shiny starters from Gen 1 to 6 pretty easily with that. If you know the right people. I'm sure in the current day and age you can know the right people. Because there are probably Discord servers devoted to it. It's like, make sure you can get, like, starters and stuff. But it's weird. The idea that, like, we're just going to be able to get shiny starters so easily is a weird idea to me. I mean, I guess on top of that, the Sinnoh and Hisuian starters were also kind of easy to get shiny because of outbreaks and massive mass outbreaks. I think your highest was 600 in Ruby back in the day. Wanted to try out the theory that after 999 space launches you get Deoxys. Understandable. Did you? Did you get it? We did not. Tragic. Bad luck next time. I think it would be fun if they put something like that in a game. Like where some, like, thing like that got you, if not a legendary, something special. Like a good Pokemon with a rare mark or something. You're only doing 2 hunts at the moment on Gen 5. I feel like that's still more than the average person. Is... Oh, wait! You got Chikorita! I just realized! Sorry, I completely blanked on that. I was about to ask, what was the other one? And then I realized, oh, it's Chikorita, but no, it's not, because you got that. Congratulations. The other is Slugma. Oh, hell yeah. Since you got a Spanish Slugma, it gives eggs faster than a Ditto. Oh, it does? Alright. But yeah, like, I like a gift Pokemon that you can get for, like, doing, like, random things. I like gift Pokemon in general, honestly. Like, Kenya the Spearow in Heart Gold Soul Silver. That guy's really cool. And then, what was it called? There's another one I'm thinking of. Like the Gibble and Dratini eggs that you can get in Black and White 2 for beating White Tower and... no, Black Tower and White Tree Hollow. Like, those are really cool things. And then... Munchlax and Scarlet Violet's another example. I wonder if there'll be another Pokemon like Munchlax in the Indigo Disc. Like the shiny Munchlax for doing something. Because that would be pretty cool. With Ditto, it says they seem to get along with the same species. With Ditto, it says they seem to get along with the same species. With Ditto, it says they seem to get along. With the same species, it says they seem to get along very well. Oh, interesting. I never knew that, honestly. I just thought, like, if they were incompatible, it'd be like, yeah, they don't get along well. But if they were compatible, then it would be, like, randomized how well they got along. Because, like, sometimes I was doing hunts. And for some reason, I'd get, like, no eggs with a Ditto and a Pokemon. But when I swapped out, like, the Ditto or the Pokemon, all of a sudden I'd actually start getting eggs. No joke, you're looking all this up. No, I believe you. I just always assumed that it was, like, different. I didn't realize it was, like, species dependent. It makes sense that it is. But, I always just assumed it was, like, random. Based on, like, natures or something, how well they got along. You beat White Tree Hollow, like, 50 times for XP and money. Understandable. You have 4 level 10 nurseries in your Join Avenue to help hatch. That's why you're able to do so many. Hell yeah. Yeah, Join Avenue seems really cool. I'm upset that I didn't get to play Black and White 2 back in, like, its heyday. Back when it released. Because I never really got to do that stuff. It seems really fun. Although, to be fair, I barely did the, Sun and Moon equivalent. I can't remember its name. The, like, communication features in Sun and Moon. Which were, like, arse, but... probably one of the biggest flaws of the game. Like... yeah, no. I think that's probably, like, my biggest issue other than, like, unskippable, like, dialogue. But I feel like Sun and Moon is not the only game to have that issue. Like, I'd say that's been an issue, at least somewhat in the franchise since Black and White. Of just long swords of unskippable dialogue. Like, obviously Sun and Moon was, like, when it started to get bad, but... I feel like it's been in the franchise since it started trying to get more plot-heavy. Alright. But yeah, I used Join Avenue a bit in my White 2 challenge mode Nuzlocke. And it actually helped out a lot. Because there's like the stuff that you can just get a free level up from like one of the stores. And you can get like items from like... You can get rarer items from like all the marts and stuff. It's a really cool feature. I hope they bring something similar to it back at some point. Just because I think it's a really like neat idea that encourages you to do stuff with other players, but doesn't even force you to. That's like the nicest part about it, is you don't need to do stuff with other players because you get like a stock amount of people each day anyway. Apparently you can even get the gym leaders in it, I've heard. I've not seen any myself. I don't know if you have, Drew. Or if anyone has in chat. But yeah, it'd be nice to see a similar feature come back at some point. Like, it's just a shame that, like, all those, like, features that tended to come in third versions now seem to be more, like, in the DLC. Behind that paywall. Like, throwing styles are gonna be an Indigo disc. Yeah, the Pokemon World Tournament has all the gym leaders. Oh yeah, I know about that, but I meant, what was it called? In Join Avenue, I've heard you can get gym leaders. Like the Unovan gym leaders can open shops in Join Avenue. You're sticking all your legendaries from Alpha Sapphire in bank at the moment. Is it finally time to transfer them up? Yeah, no, that's fair. You gonna store them all in Sword and Shield and hope for Scarlet Violet, or you just gonna keep an infinite home subscription? Dude, I'm kind of annoyed about home. Because unless there's another way of doing it that I'm not aware of, it basically just takes the 30 Pokemon you put in home last, and like those are the Pokemon you can keep accessing. That means I can't see my shinies. My shinies out of, like, who have no games they're in at the moment. I can't transfer them anywhere for now. And B, what's it called? Slowking. I have a Slowking, I caught a Slowking, but I don't have a Slowking in my Scarlet Violet at the moment, which means it's in home somewhere, buried in one of the boxes I don't have access to. I made a short about Slowking today. It was one of the Pokedex entries. I'm using my shiny Galarian one, and I feel like people are gonna notice and call me out on it. I feel like I'm probably gonna get a couple of comments being snarky about how it's a Galarian Slowking in the footage, but I just didn't have a regular Slowking to use. Probably gonna Sword and Shield them. That's fair. I wonder if Indigo Disc is gonna introduce the rest of the legendaries. I'd be fine with it not, honestly. Although I guess it doesn't matter. I'd say like my pitch for it not is like we don't need all the legendaries in every game. But also part of my suggestion there is because it just seems a bit like a dry that VGC always has like the same legendaries once they allow legendaries. But what was it called? I got distracted by the music. You know, like, Kyogre, Groudon, and Zacian are all still in Scarlet and Violet. Which means, like, they're still going to be meta threats if they allow legendaries. Watch my video about the Duskull. Hell yeah. No, yeah, I think that was one of the first ones I, like, used footage for. Because, like, I used to just do, like, a screen of, that just showed the text. And I was like, no, I should put more effort into these. And so far, it's borne fruit. But yeah, I enjoy the Pokédex shorts. It's a shame I've not got the Alpha Sapphire... Well, no, not, like... I don't know, It's a shame the Alpha Sapphire shorts series didn't do that well. Because, like, I did a short series recapping my Alpha Sapphire with only red Pokemon playthrough. I don't know, like, some of those videos did well, but some of them just didn't do well at all. And I don't know if it was just, like... I don't really know the difference. I don't know what went on there to make some do so much better than others. So it makes me unsure about doing another series like it. Also with the... You know what? No. The video itself has actually done decent at this point. It's got, like, about 180 views. It started off really bad. I thought it was a flop, but it's picked up, which is nice to see. But yeah, I'll stop talking about YouTube analytics. I got a scam email today, actually, about YouTube. Someone was like, yeah, no, email me and I'll help you advertise your channel or something like that. And it's like, I wonder what the, like, hook is there. Is it, you're going to make me pay you and then, like, take more money? Is it going to be like, I pay you and you never do anything about it? Or, like, you know, steal more money from me than you're meant to? Is it, I give you my YouTube account and password at some point, so you can, like, help me promote my channel, which you need access for it, and then you steal it from me or something? I don't know, but I don't trust it. I don't know what's going on there. Get your channel back up and running, your brand new, which means sending subscribers to my channel through yours. Thank you, dude. Yeah, no, if let me know if you do. I'll definitely alert my community about that. You should have 1,000. I mean, I'm not that far off from it at this point. I don't know, like... It didn't seem like an unrealistic goal, but it seemed like a really far off goal. But... Not to jinx it, I think I might... maybe be able to get it by June of next year. And I think that might even be like a long shot. I think that might even be like a... overshoot. But we'll see, we'll see. Again, I'm not going to count my chickens. Yeah, I should probably believe that one. What, the scam email? You're honestly not the biggest Gen 9 fan. It's good, but shiny hunting's stupid easy. Dude, no, more or less my exact opinion on it. Like, I kind of like that you can get shinies, but I rather a challenging hunt. And that's why I'm doing the Dunsparce and this at the moment. Because I want a hunt that takes me a while to do. I feel like I've chosen the wrong end of the spectrum on that. Because I've chosen two really hard hunts that I've now been doing for about 5 months each. Like, if one of these hunts ends anytime soon, I'll keep doing the other one, but the first one I'll swap out for like a Masuda method, or like some other method that doesn't take as long. But Scarlet Violet, I hope if they continue with overworld shinies, I hope what they do is decrease the odds again. I don't know if we want to go back to 1 in 8,000. I don't know if we want to go even higher than that. But the odds are too high at 1 in 4,000 when they're in the wild. Like, and like, yeah, no, like, I'm not sure if you guys, like, been watching my Dunsparce stuff, but, like, I'm not excited by those shinies anymore. I was like, oh, another one, okay. Like, I know when I get the triple segment, that'll be the hype moment, but I'm just not even, like, phased by getting shinies at this point, and that's kind of disappointing to me. Like, if they keep the odds the same, I know some people are against this, but I hope they add more 1 in 100 hunts. I'm genuinely kind of ticked off that Sinistea and Poltergeist can now be gotten through outbreaks, because it makes them easier. It makes them easier to get again. And like, I don't want that. I want the hard hunts. None of them in Gen 9 give you the body feeling. Like, your whole body gets lifted when it shows up. No, yeah, I get that. Like, there's such a high level of excitement when you get a shiny. But in Gen 9, it's just gone because they're just not that rare anymore. There's not the difficulty of finding them at this point. Like, it's only when you get unlucky does it get exciting. And I don't know, like, even where there is hype in Masuda, which is the same odds, I kind of don't like Picnic method. I think it's an interesting idea to be able to take the breeding setup with you the whole time, but I prefer being able to swap out the eggs so quick, like you can in Sword and Shield. Like, what's it called? Having to, like, wait in the camp for 20 minutes and then go and do the hunt before going back to camp for 20 minutes, that annoys me. I don't really like doing that. I hope that they, at least streamline the process more if they're gonna do something like that in future gens. Where's your shiny hamster? I mean, yeah, we're still way under odds. But, in 5 on the other hand, you lose your shit. That's fair, that's fair. I don't know, like, I might do more, like, Gen 4 and 5 hunts, but the issue is, especially with Bank closing down, like, if I'm able to catch the shinies, which I'm not here, but, I'd want to transfer them up. And I don't have a capture card, so... But one day I want to get a capture card so I can do SOS hunts in Sun and Moon. SOS is my favorite. Easily my favorite method. You like keeping them in the OG games? That's fair. I don't know, like, I transfer them up where I can. Yeah, I'm hoping that we get more or less the remainder of my shinies in the like, Indigo Disc, so I can just transfer them all into it. so I don't have to worry about any shinies in home anymore. Because that's my biggest gripe with home, is just the fact that it locks you out of your shinies if you don't keep the subscription. You have to buy the subscription again to re-access. If I want to re-access my shinies, I have to buy the subscription again. So I'd like to be able to just have them all in one game and only have to worry about the home subscription when I want to transfer Pokemon up. But yeah. You have 7 hours of school tomorrow? Why? What's the extender? Or do you have 7 hours of... I don't know, I swear like my school days were like 6. Were they? Like 9 till 3. PE. Ooh. Yeah, no, that sucks. No, I hated PE. The only, like, I only started to tolerate PE in years 10 and 11 when most PE lessons were theory. When most PE lessons was just, like, the teacher describing muscles to us. Describing workouts and shit. I liked that PE, because like, we didn't have to do physical activity in it. I just don't like sports. And I've never had enough stamina for, like, those big runs. I like going outside, to be clear. Like, I love going on walks and stuff. It's just, like, sport itself. Never gone along with it. Outside, good. Go outside. Touch grass. But I've never been a big sport fan. Don't like soccer. I know, as a Brit, it's surprising, but no. Never really been my thing. I've tried to get into it a couple of times, but I never really did. Alright. Like, I tried to because it was popular, and I was like, oh, I should probably like this, right? Everyone else likes it, so clearly I should probably like it. No. Never got into it in the end. I don't know, I don't really know what it is about sports, but they just never really caught my attention in that kind of way. And then I never played them because I have no hand-eye coordination. None at all. But that also transfers into FPS. Or, like, games in which you need to aim in. And that's why I liked Splatoon. That's why I enjoyed Splatoon, because if you miss, you're still doing something. If you miss in Splatoon, you're still doing the painting of the field. That's the goal. So, like, when you think about it, I'm not doing badly at it. I don't know, maybe I'll do Splatoon when Splatoon 4 comes out. Which will probably... I could imagine Splatoon 4 being like a mid... console thing on the next system. Because Splatoon 2 was surprisingly early. On Switch. But since Splatoon 3's come out now, I can imagine 4 being like a like, I think it'll be a couple of years into the next system. But honestly, like, if the rumors of backwards compatibility is true, I guess that's not all that big of an issue. Like, that's why I think that backwards compatibility is going to be on the Switch too. Just... We did it! The save file's been corrupted, guys! It only took 2 hours and 45 minutes. No. 2 hours and 15 minutes. You'll love to see it. Good things shall follow. I hope so. I hope so. But yeah, like, Mario Kart 8's getting DLC at this stage of the game. I think that means we won't be getting Mario Kart 9 early on the next system. Splatoon 3 coming out when it has. I think that means that we won't be getting, a Splatoon 4 early on the system. And then Tears of the Kingdom means we won't be getting a Zelda game for, like, quite a few years. Considering both of the last two took, like, 6 years to be developed. I wouldn't be surprised if the next one is verging on 2030. But I think we'll get a new proper Mario game on launch. That's my prediction. Mario game launch title. And I don't know what else. But honestly, I wouldn't mind if it didn't get off to that good of a start. Because that means that I don't have to buy it immediately. On Super Mario Sunshine 2, I could see us getting like a spiritual successor, but I'd be surprised if we got a straight up sequel at this point. Like, maybe we will get, like, a game clearly inspired by it, but I'd be surprised if we got, like, a Sunshine 2. If we did, I could see it being, like, a mid-system thing. Luigi Sunshine. Yes, yes. That'll do. Oh yeah, you guys see the new voice actor for Mario has been officially announced now. Oh, what's his name? It's not appeared yet. Kevin Afghani. That's it. That's who's voicing Mario and Luigi and Wonder. And yeah, he's doing a pretty good job, honestly. Like, there are some clear differences from Charles, but I guess it would have been bad if all he was doing is just exactly what Charles did, you know? Like, I'd rather he had a bit of his own flair to it. But yeah, I assume he'll be Mario going forward then. I'd be surprised if he wasn't. As in, like, if they hired multiple people for Mario going forward. That would be peculiar, but... And then... yeah, it sounds like they've replaced Daisy as well. I don't know if they've replaced Peach, but it seems like they're like overhauling a lot of the cast, which is interesting. I wonder if renewing some of the cast is like an attempt to kind of like refresh the franchise going forward, especially after the movie. Oh, that's true. I guess we'll probably end up knowing how, the Daisy voice was kind of grating. As in the old one or the new one? I don't know. I know everybody loves Daisy. But, I used to like Daisy until I heard her voice lines. I was like, ooh. She fucking flung the ball into the air and then I was like, stop! And reset the whole thing. Oh my god, that was a dumb move. Good one. Good one. Good one to me. I did it. I guess it's better than, like, seeing a single frame of it. That was the one. Yeah, no, of course. Of course it was. You see, every time I reset too early, that's the shiny one you see. Oh, alright. Is that the radiator going back on? Not sure. Wouldn't mind. Would not mind at all. Big fan of, you know, warmth. Hot take, I like being warm. I know, controversial opinion. Right. Much rather be hot than cold. Like, I'd rather, if I had to be too hot or too cold, I guess if it's permanent though. I don't know, I don't really like being too hot or too cold. Like, being too one temperature, I dislike a lot. But I prefer it when it's colder, because when you're colder, you can wrap up as much as you want. You know? Like, when you're colder, you can just put on more layers and stuff. But when you're too hot, it's a lot harder to cool down from that, because you can only take off so many layers. And especially here in the UK, like, we don't really have aircon. So the only way to really cool down on a hot day is, like, point a fan at your face. And that doesn't cut it. So I'd rather be too cold. Also, like, I don't know, it's more chill being too cold. Because when you're too cold to warm up, you wrap up in, like, a nice warm, like a nice warm hoodie or blanket or something. And get, like, a nice warm drink. And that is the vibe. 150% the vibe. Curled up on the sofa in front of the TV. And we're going to be able to do that in front of Doctor Who this year. Let's go. Absolute peak. Check the temperature outside yesterday, 8, so that's pretty rubbish. Yeah, it was like, I can't remember what temperature it was when I got up, but it was like it was also in single digits. And it's just crazy because this time last week it was in the 20s. Like, I said this earlier, but it's like we skipped autumn, but wait, we didn't skip autumn because it's warming up later on in the week. Like, it's cold now, today for some reason, and then for the rest of the week it warms up. What's up with that? Like, especially after all of September and most of October basically being summer weather. Absolutely ridiculous weather lately. And people are still like, there's no climate change. It's not happening at all. Yeah, no, totally. Weather behaving very normally over the past few years, yep. Nothing weird going on here, just like regular weather stuff, really, isn't it? Yeah. Totally. Nothing bizarre. Nothing weird going on there. Hottest weather on record, but also the coldest. Exactly. Bizarre. I don't know, I just remember the other year when it snowed in April. And this year it's like summer temperatures in October. Like, we're experiencing, like, fluctuations on both ends. Like, ridiculous. And I'm sure things are only going to get worse from here. Hell yeah, you'll love to see it. At this point, you have to wonder if it's just going to be worth investing in aircon. But then again, if the cost of things keeps going up, which... then that might not be all that feasible. I guess that's a bright side to this weather, actually. Like, better it be too hot than too cold. Because you don't have to spend a bunch of money on heating. Right. But yeah. I feel like there was someone else I was going to talk about, but I've entirely forgotten what it is. Good job, me. Alright. Right. I keep on doing the affirmative word thing. This is why I need to, like, properly flesh out my, what's it called? Talking points list. But I keep forgetting. Yesterday when you were helping your dad bring suitcases down from the attic, a giant spider ran down your arm. Oh. Did you eat it? You didn't even drop the suitcase. Honestly, congratulations. I couldn't even guarantee that. How big we talking? Like, plate? The size of the suitcase? Bigger? Yeah, no, that's gross. It's like, I don't know, I'm remembering I don't like autumn that much because of spiders. Spiders and moths are everywhere. Oh, what? My phone is running low on battery. That's interesting. Is that... There's every chance it just wasn't charged enough. But, hopefully it lasts till the end of stream. Right, that's why it's your least favorite season. Yeah, no, that's fair. I like the colors of autumn, to be fair. But, like, it's also just very damp. Like, autumn's a very damp season. Especially this autumn's, like, sucked. I like spring. I like a nice bit of spring. Because it's when all the flowers bloom. Like, just coming out of winter is nice. Because all the greenery's returning. You know? You can deal with spiders easily. You're not afraid. Your worst fear is snakes. That's fair. It's bad. Your whole body goes into shock when you see one. I mean, to be fair, like, makes sense because there are a lot more deadly snakes than spiders. Is it like the idea of the venom, or is it just like the appearance in general? The clouds usually look nice, at least. Love a good cloud. Big cloud fan I am. It's like you're only fearing everything about it. That's understandable. I don't know. I'm not sure if I've ever seen a snake in person. If I have, it's like been in captivity, because there aren't really many snakes in the UK. There are a couple of species, but the only good snake's a dead snake. You've never been bit. That's lucky, at least. You like Cloud. Final Fantasy VII is awesome. Yeah, no. I love looking into the sky and seeing Cloud from Final Fantasy VII just in there. "29 years old, no snake bites, thank God." Do you live in an area with a lot of snakes, then? I don't know, like, I've never been stung by a wasp or a bee, luckily. I feel like that's gonna change someday, but, so just as much as you hate spiders, you do go snakes. Honestly, I'm not even that big of a, like, I'm not that scared of spiders. I don't like the big ones. The big spiders, no. Spiders, there's like a size of spider where that's too big. Little spiders, they're awesome. I love little spiders, you know? They're just like little guys, you know? There's little guys crawling around and stuff, eating flies. Love that. Bigger than, like, a coin? Why are you so large? What purpose is there in you being so large other than to eat people? Small ones, that's fine. That's awesome. That's great. Love to see it. Big spider, no. There's no reason for you to be that big. There just isn't. At the very bottom of the USA in Louisiana, you're near the Gulf of Mexico. Ah, fair. It doesn't snow when you're used to the heat. The wasps are worse than spiders. You like have to vacate the premises for both, but you don't know. I used to be pretty bad with wasps. Like, I used to, like, run as far away from a wasp as possible when I saw one. But these days, I can, like, tolerate being in the area of a wasp. I just don't like it when it's buzzing around me. But, like, I've learned to tolerate wasps because wasps aren't that dangerous in the summertime. Because in the summertime, they're just, like, looking for shit for their hive. It's once you start getting into, like, late August and, autumn, like, that's when wasps are bad, because they are now unemployed. The hive's been shut down for the winter, queen's gone off to hibernate, those wasps are gonna die. So they need to find food for themselves, and they're really grumpy about it. So if you piss a wasp off in that time of year, that's when it's gonna sting you. You have to, like, work to piss a wasp off, like, earlier on in the year, but that point of the year, they fucking hate everything, dude. And honestly, I kind of understand it. They're hangry. You don't mind big spiders either. Yeah, no, that's fair. Personally, though, no. That's lucky. You've been stung in the foot by a bee, and your leg vein showed really bright blue, and a wasp got you in the neck. Ooh. Or wasp, bees, hornets, anything in that group is very scary as well. That's fair. I don't know, like, hornets? I despise hornets. It's when insects get too big. That's when I dislike an insect. When an insect surpasses the size limit, that's when it's gross. I feel like the only insects that couldn't surpass a size limit for me are probably ants and woodlice. Because those guys are cool. And beetles, actually. Beetles are cool as well. But, like, spiders, wasps, when they get too big, no. Don't do that. Bees I'm more chill with, but that's because I know bees aren't mean. Why did I do that? I keep doing that. I keep just recessing way too early. You learn something every day, but it's like 3 times as much on a day when Cahir streams. Maybe I am good with trivia. I don't know, like, wasps and insects do kind of interest me. Like, I don't know loads about them, but I know a decent amount. Like, I think it's bees are a subfamily of wasps, and wasps are a subfamily of ants. I'm pretty sure that's the way around it is. It might not be, to be clear. I might be wrong on that. But wasps, ants, and bees, all related. Dragonflies are sick, but you'll keep your distance from them too. I don't know, dragonflies... I'm chill with dragonflies, because they're mostly harmless. And they look cool. Dragonflies look awesome. I still remember that one time. I mean, it was only a few months ago, so it's not that hard to remember it, to be fair. But, I just saw a wasp and a dragonfly fighting to the death. And that was very dramatic. Those guys were going at it, you know. It was honestly kind of crazy to just see, like, the dragonfly, like, flipping across the floor as this wasp was, like, latched onto its head, stinging it. Fucked up. Maybe if they were more common and had a lamer name, you wouldn't like them either. Yeah, if they weren't so cool. I don't know, they're really pretty colours, so I feel like that kind of works in their favour. Kind of like butterflies, but leaner, you know? It's like meeting a celebrity, but for Pokemon fans, what's seeing just 2 random animals fighting. You used to have a butterfly phobia too, but over it now. Ah, fair, because their faces are scary, or just in general? I don't know, my mum used to really like butterflies. So I've always been a fan myself. We have a lot of plants in the garden that attract them as well, which is nice to see. You saw a spider and a wasp fighting, or rather a wasp was in a web, and you just watched the enemy of your enemy as your friend, the spider in this case. But you don't like them, that's fair, I can't slate that. There was like a wasp or something in my room once, and it flew right into a web. And like, this was like a large wasp for the web. Like, the spider came out, and this creature was about twice its size. And it still wrapped it up. And then the cat was like, "Oh, Cahir, hello, how goes it? I love you a lot. I'm gonna walk all over the windowsill now and hope you give me a pat on the head." And I like kept on like lifting her up and moving her away from the web, like, stay away. Let the spider do its thing. Do not free it. Do not free that. Don't know what it is. Don't free that thing. Do not free that. Don't do it. Don't let that thing out. Not necessarily the face, just the movement, you think. Huh, fair enough. Welcome back, game. School is driving you mentally insane? Oh, that's not great. Well, only 4 days till the weekend. I don't know, like, it was funny at school because I always, like, thought about the, pacing of, like, lessons and shit. I remember I always used to, like, our lunch breaks were split into 3. Like, so you had, like, you had a lesson during lunch break, basically, and that would take up an hour and a half of time, but half an hour of that was lunch. It'd either be the first third, the second third, or the third third, and I always like the third third being on lunch, because although you'd be hungrier there, you only have one lesson break, like, another break, one lesson end of day, and that was peak. I don't know, I'm weird with time. I like, mentally sorting the time I have and figuring out the, like, most efficient way to use it. 2 more days and birthday holiday for you. Hell yeah, when's your birthday? Always great to see one other than the 2 super common ones. As in... Fears? Sunday, hell yeah! Happy birthday for then, although I'm sure I will wish you another happy birthday closer to the time. You got anything fun planned? Well, birthday holiday. But you going anywhere for it? But yeah, I think I mentioned maybe. I might not have mentioned, actually. I'm going away at the end of the month. I'm going on holiday myself. So that's going to be fun. Going to try and see friends. Hell yeah. Hope you have fun. They're butterflies. Oh, every time you see one, it's one of 2 types. That's understandable. Where to? Spain. Which is going to be cool. Hopefully it's warm. I'm realizing the closer we get to it, that it's probably not going to be as warm as I'd like it to be. Because, you know, we're going in early November. Well, late October, early November, instead of, like, any regular time. But I'm still looking forward to it. I've not been abroad since before COVID, so it's going to be nice. But yeah, it's an area I've been to a few times, so will be chill. Hopefully we can have like 1 pool day, if anything. But I guess we'll find out. Maybe I should clear up some space on my phone now that I think about it. Because my phone was always yelling at me that the iCloud's full. Like, always. All the time. It's like, here, your iCloud's full, by the way. Time to find Paldea. Good point, actually. I didn't consider that. Maybe I'll go to Area 0! You can pay £1 a month to get a terabyte of cloud. I don't know. I don't really like Final Fantasy that much myself. I've never really played many of the games, so I'm not sure what I'd do with a terabyte of him. If you look down a cliff and see a giant metal lizard laying on the floor, walk the other way. No, I'm feeding it a sandwich. Rip Totoro, but I'm different. Simple as. All those polygons, for sure, a terabyte or more, yeah. Alright. Makes me wonder when the DLC is going to release, though, the second half. Because they said late 2023, so I wonder if that's going to be, like, in December? Or, like, late November? I feel like they've got to announce it sooner rather than later. I wonder if we'll get a direct announcing it. One thing that's interesting, actually, they've trademarked Pokemon Mystery Dungeon again. Now, this might just be because there's a new Mystery Dungeon coming out, Shiren the Wanderer. So they're kind of like bookmarking that trademark again just to make sure they have it. Or I hope we get another Mystery Dungeon. I've been thinking a lot about Mystery Dungeon lately. Like, Mystery Dungeon is such a good game series. I love it a lot. I hope we do get another one at some point. Like, I know I've always been like, I want another Pokemon Ranger. And I do. I do want another Pokemon Ranger. But, like, another Mystery Dungeon would also go hard. Even, like, a new spin-off. I'd be down for a brand new spin-off, like, thing that we haven't seen before. On Switch. They might just need to renew it. No, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was the real reason. Like, I'ma keep it real. Mystery Dungeon fans are on unreal levels of copium. Like, literally every direct Pokemon presents, they get Mystery Dungeon trending. And every time it's never announced. It's kind of hard to watch. Like, I see why, but hopefully we get another one. I feel like in terms of spin-off series, it's probably the most popular Pokemon has. So I feel like odds of us getting a new one are probably the highest for Mystery Dungeon. But I'm not sure. We can hope, but I don't think it's all that likely. Anytime soon, at least. I don't know, like, it kind of bums me out how much Pokemon's focusing on spin-off titles. Not spin-off titles, mobile games. Like, I saw someone be like, oh, the quality is shit. The quality of mobile games, Pokemon's mobile games, I don't think it's been bad. I think Pokemon have been putting out some pretty solid mobile games all in all. You know, Go caught everybody by storm in 2016. Masters, even if you dislike the gameplay, just like the new character outfits, those are cool to look at. And it fundamentally gives more content for characters that are neglected in the series. The characters have never been the focus of Pokemon. Pokemon Masters being a game that focuses on the characters of the franchise is bloody insane considering how little focus they put on the characters. Like, before Masters came out, you would be lucky to see your favorite character in another Pokemon game, other than the reason they were introduced in. And I mean really lucky. Because they liked reintroducing the most random blooming characters. So if you liked a, like, main character, you were so unlikely to see them again. Like, I feel like Cynthia and Wally coming back in Usam, in fact, you know what? Those are on the same level as World Tournament, actually, now I think about it. Like, I feel like Cynthia's the most popular character that's came back at any point. I think it was when we had a big drought of Metroid, they renewed it, and everyone was like, new Metroid? We didn't get it for, like, another 7 years. Ah, that's fair. Yeah, no, I'm not, like... I'm just not commenting on it because it's interesting. I was aware that it might have just been that. It was a good segue to talk about Mystery Dungeon. But yeah, Cafe Remix. I've never played it. I don't know what the gameplay's actually like, but the art style's adorable. It's got a really good art style. And I really enjoyed Shuffle when I played it, even though it was just a rather simple Candy Crush clone. So, like, Pokemon has had a good track record with its apps, but I would like an actual spin-off game from the franchise. Like, an actual, like, on-Switch spin-off game from the franchise again. How well did DX do? I think it did pretty solid, actually. I think it sold a few million copies, which seems bad in comparison to, like, a lot of games, but, like, is pretty good. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon DX. Sales. Almost 2 million. 1.99 million copies. Which is pretty solid. Let's see. Is this updated? No. Trying to find like a... Aha, here we go. This should have the sales figures on its Wikipedia. Here we go. Yeah, no, it's actually not even a third of the lowest selling Pokemon game. Never mind. I was thinking it'd be closer. But it's not. Oh, interesting. I never knew this. Pokemon Black and White 2 I always thought was one of the lowest selling games in the franchise. And while that's true, it did sell more than Platinum, Emerald, and Crystal. Like, I never really realized that. Which is interesting. Scarby have almost outsold Gold and Silver as well. It'll be interesting to see how well they do by the end of the generation. Because the first game of a generation tends to continue selling throughout, like, for quite a while. But yeah, hopefully we get another Mystery Dungeon. But we'll see. Alright. Let's... Yeah, I'm gonna get to 2650, which is 300 encounters for the stream. And then I think I'm gonna end off. So, last encounter of the stream. Let's get some drums a-rollin'. Last encounter shiny, guys. Oh my god, last encounter shiny. No. What a shock. Couldn't have predicted that myself. But yeah, thank you all for coming. This has been a fun one. Do love a good bit of shiny hunting. Been a while since we last did this. When are you thinking we'll retry ogre ousting? I am not sure. I would say if we're going to retry it, we get a third person. So, I'm not sure if it'll be soon. I'll discuss with you when I think we'll do it again. But yeah, 2 people I don't think are enough to cut it. But yeah, thank you all for coming. This has been a really fun one. I hope you all had a great time. Wednesday, we'll be continuing on with Pokemon Volt White, the Nuzlocke. I'm still not certain if I'm going to restart or not. I might. We'll find out. And next shiny hunting stream will be next week, where we'll be hunting for shiny to Dunsparce. But yeah, I hope you've all had a great time. I certainly have. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Goodbye and good night.